Welcome again to Breakfast Central. Now, with speculations and intense lobbying finally over, and of course the screening by the National Assembly done and dusted, the swearing in also concluded, newly appointed federal ministers have taken their exalted seats, voicing what Nigerians should expect in the coming days, making promises even, and of course declaring that they will do their best in service to the nation. The former River State Governor Nyesom Wike has also vowed he wouldn't mind whose ox is gored as he sets out a reimposed order in the Federal Capital Territory. Let's watch.
I don't care whom you are. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what we know. We must sanitize the place. I don't look at people's eyes. I don't know how you feel. All those people who are distorting the master plan of Abuja, too bad, too bad. If you know you are built where you're not supposed to build, it will go down. It will go down. Be a minister of anywhere, be an ambassador. If you know you have developed where you're not supposed to develop, your house must go what? Down. Those who have taken over the green areas to build, sorry, our parks must come back. The green areas must
Nyesom Wike said he will not be biased in handing out punishment to anybody, group or organization that had breached the FCT master plan and dismissed the rumor that he's on a vendetta mission against perceived political foes, even as he maintained he could not be sanctioned by the People's Democratic Party for taking the appointment. After his speech yesterday, a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, Daniel Bola, put out a response to the comments of Nyesom Wike. Let's take a look at some of the tweets. He says, to whom it may concern, hello, sir. In case you need a refresher course, the basic needs of the residents of the FCT are affordable healthcare facilities, access to good education facilities, clean sports and recreational centers, affordable transport services system, efficient and workable street lights in the city center and suburbs, and finally, security. You came with a bullish and vendetta spirit, venting fire and brimstone about demolition and revocation of titles. Abuja is not Port Harcourt. If you create chaos in the city, you will jeopardize your principal's interests, and you'll be forced to sacrifice your job. You will learn humility on the job. He went further to say, they are not talking about what they would build, but what they will destroy. Comment not but for to steal, kill, and destroy. Of course, making reference to a portion of scripture that refers to the devil himself. Yep. It's quite an interesting tweet there. Several reactions have come up online as to what Nyesom Wike has said, why we do see people who are in support of him saying that he's out there to sanitize Abuja and the FCT, and he should be allowed to do his job to be able to enforce the master plan. Others have speculated, which he has denounced, have speculated that all of this is to get back at his former party, quote unquote, the People's Democratic Party, because they never really were on good terms. One of the speculations we've heard is about a certain plaza called Wadata Plaza, and how they say it's one of the buildings that they think would go down first. Different residents in Abuja have been reacting differently to all of this. But one thing that is clear is that some people are not taking it lightly, because upon your inauguration, one of the first things people expect is a message of hope, a message that sort of signifies that things are going to look better. Nigerians have been going through intense poverty, over 133 million people experiencing multidimensional poverty. And at this point, it feels like it wasn't a message of, a message of hope. It was a message of doom in some sense. Get your acts together. Now, that's not to say that this is all he spoke about. There were other areas that he spoke about. He did speak about, security and sort of working with security officials to ensure that, Abuja is more secure. He talked about farmers and herders and saying that they will not be allowed into Abuja. So there are other things he talked about, but this seemed to be the highlights because there are a number of people who this would affect.
Yeah, Wadata Plaza is where the PDP's main office is. What's the word now? Where the national offices, national secretariat, that's where it is, and so maybe that's where the speculation came from, because he's not in good terms with the PDP. And of course, there's also been people who have said that the PDP, has shown how weak a party it is by not being able to discipline Nyesom Wike and the other PDP governors who seemingly betrayed the party in the build-up to the 2023 elections and during the elections. There's also been questions as to, the legitimacy now, but, the reason Nyesom Wike was picked, as a minister and also as the minister of the FCT. But of course, these are all things conversations that would continue over time. Was he picked because, he is the best fit for the job, or because, he had to be seemingly settled, in Nigerian terms, for the role he played in the APC winning the elections, exactly, in 2023. And of course, the APC winning the elections in River State, which was completely shocking. For even him, I'm sure that he was even surprised that the APC won in River State. Nobody expected that to happen. Analysts across the world and beyond didn't expect the APC would do so well in River State, but apparently it did. So, those are, a couple of the conversations that have emerged from Nyesom Wike being FCT minister. But of course, aside that, yes, like you said, he did mention security. He mentioned cleaning up the city. He mentioned greenery. He mentioned demolition of property, that is you built illegally,
mass
basically, exactly, mass
transportation.
transportation. He spoke about the Okada riders and keke and some of all those things. Basically, making it sound like he was going there to, in quote, clean up and sanitize the city. But I think it's really just his mode of speech. The way that he expresses himself always seems to be more destructive than constructive. It always seems like he is going there to bully everybody, to fall in line. His way of
ministers.
Exactly. So it is the way that he says these things. And so I agree with, him and, the need, according to him, to sanitize Abuja and the need to, to put the city back to the Abuja, original master plan. I agree with him if that's what he plans to do. But I also agree with those who feel threatened and who feel like this is not the way that you should, start your first day
in
exactly
office.
in office. You shouldn't start telling people that you would bring down houses and everybody who has built
your
in one
brothers
place.
And your aunties and anybody.
That's not the way to speak.
Yes.
But it's Nyesom Wike. So, but
we're not very surprised about this. It's Nyesom Wike. He has
a little disappointed, but not surprised.
Yeah, not very surprised because we know his manner of speech. I don't think anybody is outrightly surprised by what Nyesom Wike said. He's trying to, of course, uphold the Abuja Master Plan, which was set up in 1979. We see that Daniel Bwala has tweeted about it. We did share his tweets earlier to say he's criticized Nyesom Wike. We'll be bringing him on the show tomorrow to share his thoughts on Nyesom Wike's perceived move in the FCT.